Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. We're going to be talking about some more of the mechanics and gameplay in Star Citizen Alpha 3.18, the Orison platforms and derelict missions, and new points of interest, security post Korea gameplay, and the criminal system. I want to look at what works and some of the issues with these new updates and tweaks to the systems. Alpha 3.18 has introduced new Orison platform missions, which use some of the lawless space created for the Siege of Orison, where criminal elements of Stanton periodically take over. These missions are unlocked by gaining reputation with Crusader security, with more difficult and better paying missions unlocked as you progress further. So you need to do things like the Crusader certification mission and basically the bunker sort of clear out missions. Your greatest risk there, in my opinion, is that friendly fire is going to get your criminal rating. You don't want to shoot the Crusader security there. You want to make sure you shoot the enemies and build up a little rep with Crusader, and then you'll be able to get those Orison platform missions, which I think is a bit of a shame because I would have loved to be able to spawn at Crusader and get straight into one of these missions as a fresh character without really having to go anywhere. I can just go bam, straight to those missions. Potentially have the certification mission literally on those platforms. Once you have access to those Orison platform missions, though, you can grab them obviously in your Mobiglass. You want to fly over to the platforms in your ship, which you can do as they don't have an IFI. The anti-air stuff isn't going on in the same way that it is with Siege of Orison. They're pretty straightforward. Clear out a building or buildings of enemies, or kill a specific target or targets. Now, lots of players are apparently saying you can just like get an A2 and just blow up the building effectively and drop a bomb on it. It takes out most of the targets there. I don't think that's really what Cloud Imperium had intended. I suspect there will be some tweaks to that in the future. I would like to see these sort of buildings and stuff maybe have hostages in them that you potentially don't want to blow up. Stuff like that could prevent that. It's worth mentioning that you can't visit those platforms without the mission, otherwise you'll get a trespassing warning. Always take the call to arms mission as well, because you can earn a huge amount of extra money from sort of clearing out bad guys. I think it's good for Cloud Imperium to try and build up a load of sort of mission assets and things like this. I would love to see lots and lots and lots of different missions around outposts, around different cities, around Area 18. Just use huge amounts of the city space, use Hurston, use scrapyards, use just everywhere you can to potentially spawn missions and loot and all that sort of jazz. So yeah, really like what they've done with the Orison platforms there. Obviously they need a little bit of tweaking, the new derelict missions. So mercenary missions, including kill all and kill specific target type missions, now point to updated derelicts that are in 3.18. This includes several wrecked caterpillars which have been updated with this gameplay in mind. However, the gem of derelicts for this patch is Whistler's Crypt on Daymar, which we won't spoil and we will let you explore for yourself. Most of these will require rank 2 in corresponding reputations associated with those zones, Crusader, Hurston, etc. Gather up some rep and go check these out. Let us know what you think. So these locations, from what I have seen, look awesome. I love and crave more gameplay area every patch. I saw players complaining, though, that the basic sort of low-paying delivery missions were leading to derelict outposts that then had a load of enemies in, and that risk and reward is just a little unfair. You should go, look, these are super dangerous missions. We should pay you a lot more money for them. I also saw players saying that if you fail your first derelict mission, that you don't seem to get offered another one in the PTU, and that could just be a reputation thing, though. Maybe you're actually getting knocked down below rank 2. You might need to just build that back up. Often at these derelict locations, enemy reinforcements come in, and they come in on like a cutlass, so they can really do a number on you if you're not prepared or you've landed your ship in an unfortunate place. Interestingly, most of the new locations and points of interest and derelicts and stuff are concentrated around Crusader space, sort of the planets and moons nearby. So yeah, Daymar, Grimhex, Security Post Korea, the Orison platforms. Very much in 3.18, I want Orison to be my home. Unfortunately, in the PTU at the moment, it seems to be the most buggy location to leave because of the way the shuttles work and the elevators hate you. So yeah, the easiest way to see a load of these new locations is to get some reputation in the sort of planetary system that you are in, and then you'll sort of naturally be given these missions that take you to these new locations. Talking about new locations, Security Post Korea has been hugely updated. So Security Post Korea has been reoccupied by Crusader Security, now populated with armed personnel. It is used to process illegal contraband. It's going to be taking a much more central role in Stanton's security, and there's a load of staff and security guards and stuff there now. The station will be off limits to all civilians, unless given prior authorization via missions. Korea has undergone a full redesign, sort of polished parcel, that sort of jazz. This includes a new evidence and contraband processing office with interactable contraband dispenser, new traversal pathways, new color schemes and branding, an updated set dressing and cover around the whole interior. The interior and exterior of Korea have been updated with armed admin AI and reinforcements, including new Crusader security loadouts and police detectives in Kevlar. Inside Korea, criminal players will now be able to trigger a boss spawn after killing several AI. After this boss, sort of like the chief security guard, has been killed, players are able to loot them and find a code on the body that will then allow them to use a terminal inside the evidence storage room, and then bam, the contraband drugs machine will be able to be activated and pump out sort of narcotics in a similar way to Jumptown. So the player will be able to keep getting contraband and narcotics out of the dispenser until a set amount of items are generated, between 15 and 20. And once all items have been retrieved, the security terminal will lock itself, and upon leaving, the contraband room door will close and not let players back into that area. Along with Security Post Korea reactivation, they're also introducing a new mission called Retake Location. Initially only at Security Post Korea, this new mission will be generated for players when a location deems itself under attack. So when X amount of the location's population have been killed, bam, that mission is then generated for basically bounty hunters, the lawful side, to enter and remove hostile attackers. Each attacker a player kills will give them a bonus after completing the mission, and anyone in that area also contributing to that will get part of the reward. This concentrates a huge amount of the PvP gameplay into one area. Security Post Korea is the only place that you can hack down your criminal rating as well, and it is very lucrative for a group of criminals to go there together and take out the defenses, because there are turrets there now, take down some of the guards, and spawn a load of that money. Just a small group of criminals is all it takes, but soloing it is relatively difficult. There was a post on Spectrum about this too, with the OP saying, someone walks up to you and shoots you in the face, you don't die, you shoot them back, but the option to report them shooting in the face hasn't expired and auto-reported them yet, so they technically weren't a criminal. They report you for murdering them. You now have a crime stat 3. You deserve this because going criminal is a choice. Go to Clash of the Mate. So Luke Presley responded to this. I want to let you know about several changes that were made to the game at various times to prevent the scenario you state. Should a player attack another unprovoked, the attacked player will be able to lawfully defend themselves for a short time, which is constantly extended should the pair remain in combat until either the hostile timer runs out or the attacker quantum travels away. So that also relates to FPS. Added to this, any innocent in the vicinity, including other players' security and defenses, will be able to act in defense of the innocent that was attacked. Charges are no longer pressed automatically on behalf of the player. They must choose to press charges using the notification system, which they admit they do need to overhaul. So there was a follow-up question, is there visible aid now for hostility timers? No, there's not, nor do I foresee there being one for either party. The system should ensure those defending themselves never find themselves attacking a hostile after the timer runs down. This works well with ships, but more work needs to be done with on-foot actors. I am really liking all of the criminal, Security Post Korea, prison changes, law changes here. 3.18 does a lot of good. It gives criminal players various new things to do, but also seems to have them end up in prison much more often and concentrate their gameplay into more predictable zones. Prisons don't hold them for long typically though. It's easy to gain merits and leave, and practice players can escape Clasher very quickly, but the sort of loop is there. It doesn't just go, lol, really easy to be a criminal. It doesn't go, there's nothing for criminals to do. Even the new soft destruction system and the cargo system, with that refactor, means that piracy is much more legitimate now. Players are much more likely to attack cargo-laden ships or ships that could be carrying a lot of cargo that are easy targets and not want to blow them up. but actually disable them effectively with the soft destruction and then board them. And then you get ship boardings and you get the ability to try and call in people for backup, and it's a much better system. The lore mechanics have been refined, but yeah, they need to be refined a bit more, admittedly, but people will find themselves less likely to be accidental criminals. Obviously, crime stat 1 and 2s are not punishable by attack by all players and not being able to land at landing zones anymore. You will actually be able to freely land and pay off your fines with criminal stat 1 and 2s. It's only crime stat 3s that are going to make you sort of shoot on sight. This person is an evil criminal. Solo criminals might find it hard to clear crime stats or assault security post career, though. That said, it's not really supposed to be done as a solo kind of thing, at least in my opinion. Maybe in the future they'll have it so that you can stealth much more readily around and things like that, which might be interesting. The lore system still needs more bug fixes and refinement, obviously. Criminal and PvP gameplay needs a whole host of additions and dialing in too, but it's got a lot better with 3.18. Boom! That's it for today, and looking at those new sort of missions and gameplay area stuff and tweaks to the lore system, all that sort of jazz. I'm really interested to know what you think. Do you like the new crime stat system stuff? Do you like what they've done with security post Korea? Do you think that criminality and piracy and all that sort of stuff is now, and PvP is focused more into appropriate areas and zones, or are you worried about it running rampant throughout the game? Have you been able to play those new derelict missions and seen those new points of interest? What about the Orison platform missions? What do you think of all of that? Whatever your thoughts, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. Do you have eyes? I know I do. Do you want precise eye and head tracking that's natively supported in Star Citizen for that deep immersion? And it just so happens that Tobii Eye Tracker 5 has a 20% off sale until the 2nd of January 2023. So go to tobii.gg/BoredGamer or follow the links down below to get your discount.
Ho ho ho! Merry Nordmas!
It's Santa!
No, Timmy, it's Father Nordmas. I'm legally distinct and spread NordVPN cheer. Here you go, little Tim. Have some discount on your next NordVPN purchase. Just what you wanted. Go to nordvpn.com/BoredGamer.
But Santa, we don't want a VPN.
I told you, Tim, it's Father Nordmas.
Every month we have a ship giveaway. For December, we are giving away the mighty Drake Corsair Explorer with a Star Citizen game package and lifetime insurance. This no-nonsense Explorer can take you and 3 friends to the limits of adventure around the verse, and although more focused on exploration and expedition, it is a great multi-role mission runner too. Comment on any of my videos during December to be in for a chance of winning that. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Please don't forget to like and especially subscribe to the videos, leave comments, and if you feel so inclined, use the join button under my videos and give a little bit each month to help the channel. It really, really does help. Or you can even become a Patreon or donate. Check out all the links below. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great time in the verse.